Okay, this will show you how to fill out the step-by-step guide to graphing a quadratic. For this first example, we're going to use an equation where a equals 1. Well, let me explain what that means. First, let's copy the equation we're going to use. For this example, we're going to say y equals x squared plus 4x minus 5. Here the a is this number. You don't see a number, but the number, if you don't see one, that's multiplies to anything is 1. And so um, positive 1, in fact. So we're going to say here that this guide is for when you have no number multiplying to x. Okay, so what we're going to do is first identify our a, b, and c from the equation. And here's the template for how you find out what the a, b, and c are. A is the number, as we just said, that's in front of x squared. And if you don't see a number, that number is 1. A is just 1, not 1x squared, just 1. B is the number that's in front of the x. So that number is 4. C is the last number. We call that the constant. But those are our A, B, and C. Now let's find 4 points. 4 out of the 5 that you really do need to plot and graph. The first point is the y-intercept. And the y-intercept is the point that's right on the y-axis. And where on the y-axis? At C. So C here is -5. So let's look on the y-axis and go down to -5. We've just plotted our first point. Okay? Points 2 and 3 are the x-intercepts. So the x-intercepts are going to be the points that are going to lie on the x-axis. So they can be found by factoring the quadratic. The quadratic, what is that? That's what this is. It has this pattern that we call a quadratic. So we have to factor x squared plus 4x minus 5. And so that means it's your good old x method, right? What number goes on top? It's the -5. And what number goes on the bottom? It's the middle number, or the b, which is +4. Okay, just making sure we have that right. -5 on the top means we're looking for two numbers that multiply to -5. And you know what? They have to have different signs. Why? Because it's -5, and so we have to multiply two things with different signs. But these two numbers, remember, have to add to +4. So that answer is going to be +5 and -1. Okay, you're not done here. When you factor, you need to take these two numbers and set them inside factors with x plus 5 and x minus 1. Okay, and I always like to check to make sure that everything's coming out right. I like to multiply these two, 5 times x, and then multiply these two, -1x, and make sure when I add them up, we do have +4x, and we do. Okay, so this is good. To find the x-intercepts, it's the solutions, meaning what x would make this 0? What x would make that 0? Would it be 5? No, because then this would be 10. Is it 0? No, because if x was 0, this would be 5. The answer is -5, because -5 plus 5 is 0. So that's one of our solutions, and this is going to be an x-intercept. How about for this one? What x would make this 0? If x is 1, this becomes 0, and that's what we want. So the other solution is 1. That's our second x-intercept. So this is where we're going to place our two next two plot points, -5 and -1. Okay. When you connect all these dots, it should take the shape of a parabola. Oops, I'm sorry, I just graphed it wrong. -5 and +1. -5 and +1. Which is a U shape. So we're looking for that U shape. It's hard to see it right now, but we'll get to that. Last point, which is the trickiest one, the vertex. The vertex and the axis of symmetry are kind of related. This is a line, but this is what we really want, which is the point. And we calculate the point one step at a time. We're going to go for the x first, then the y. So the x comes from b and a. It's a formula called -b over 2a. So what was the b again? The b was 4. So if we're going to write -b, we're writing -4 because that's our b. And the a, what was our a? Our a was 1. So for the bottom, if we're going to say 2a, we're going to say 2 times 1, which was our a. What is that? -4 divided by 2. What is that? It's -2. You can put that in the calculator if you want. So x is -2, okay? And a quick check to see would be to see if this is exactly halfway between the two x-intercepts. And this is not our vertex, but I just want to show you that -2 does look like it is in between our x-intercepts. And I drew it in the wrong place. That's why it's not -2, -2. Right there. Yeah, no, that's right. It's because it's 1, 2. Hold on. You know what? My eyes are so bad. I put our point on -6 instead of -5. It's hard to read there. So yes, it is in between -5 and -1. Okay. But again, we've got to plot the vertex. This is a line. The vertex is a point. So let's go look for the y of that point. So find the y. What we're going to do is plug in this number into the equation. Okay. Now, this says B and C and then A. So this is not the equation. Let's put in the A, B, and C, and we would be getting 1 times -2 squared. Keep it in parentheses, very important. And what was our B? It was -5. Or our B was 4. Plus 4 times -2 minus 5. Okay, all of this you can put into the calculator. And I'm going to do that right now. And that answer is -9. I think I missed some parts here. This is how you calculate the y. It's by inserting the -2 from our x into this equation. Very important that you square the -2 by putting it in parentheses. Put this in parentheses as well. When you put this all in the calculator, you get -9. And so y of the vertex equals -9. So there's our vertex, and I just went ahead and put the vertex right here. This is 2, -9. And I connected all the dots. This dot right here is just the mirror image of our y-intercept. Okay, since there's 2 away from the middle, I put this 2 away from the middle as well. Okay.